for Kwame G Eddie in Sembi Abetuja or Achilemu BM say a year 2019 Nana Domo pension, not just a flood no crowd, not a chain crew, not just a flood needed who say Emma WorldBank, Emma is Kabia a year $200 million. Say and find you crew na $200 million na or the Maya Yan Timo Assembia a year 2024. Almost have my 150 million account say up till date no flood no still now qua ana ekoso. Inti most 150 million if we same World Bank no as adima NPP government Nana Addo dankwa and Muhammad Ali Dubaumia say almost 100 say sikawi na find a flood na ekoso ewa Accra no na still now oman say hu and wotubia na right now no Kwame G ade abetu say public account committee ni ade na ebusa Nana Addo dankwa ekufo Addo say say sika no ewa hifa say esikano atoye adwendwene say esikano yenim baby akoshe abusia for hano Ghana politics avenue so like you know share subscribe to the channel no say na be a political trending news there call and the baby an Ghana politics ya Japanese ya be more ya bedra for and ye tie for na Kwame G atoto bi e de amane na atodankwa ekufo Addo ene na sefo a obusa say esikano afahin na ye hia say esikano e de ya Ghana $350 million from World Bank and yes mokoji bosia bi kra iti Kwame G any abriye pa obisa se Nana Addo dankwa mumbe face accountability ebusia for mama yenko nkote nsem ai course Kwame G e dey ato ni page mama yenko nkote e do bi biase makra.
I'm grateful for the opportunity to make a statement on the devastating flooding that has once again affected our beautiful city of Accra and other parts of the country following the recent heavy rains. At the outset, I extend my deepest sympathies to all families who have lost loved ones and to everyone whose homes, businesses, and livelihoods have been affected. The Speaker, yesterday was a heartbreaking moment for our nation. I was deeply shaken after watching disturbing videos circulating on social media of helpless citizens being swept away by flood waters, kiosks torn apart with people trapped inside, while onlookers stood powerless, unable to save lives right before their eyes. Those scenes were painful, Mr. Speaker, haunting, and a stark reminder of a crisis we can no longer normalize. Mr. Speaker, flooding has become one of Ghana's most persistent national challenges. It has confronted successive governments, continues to threaten lives, infrastructure, and economic activity. This is therefore not a time for political point scoring. Flood waters do not discriminate. They affect all Ghanaians alike. We must therefore unite around practical and lasting solutions. Mr. Speaker, the causes of flooding are well known: inadequate drainage infrastructure, weak enforcement of planning laws, and poor waste management, rapid urbanization, and the growing impacts of climate change. Recognizing these challenges, Mr. Speaker, the Akufo-Addo administration undertook the largest direct government investment in flood control in Ghana's history, committing about $540 million in investment and commitment under the National Flood Control Program from 2018 to 2024 for drainage construction, rehabilitation, and desilting nationwide. The previous administration also secured $200 million and additional $150 million later from the World Bank for the Greater Accra Resilient and Integrated Development Project, otherwise known as the GARID project. Before leaving office, Mr. Speaker, major works, including the Addo dredging, Achimota Abufu drain, South Kaneshi drain, and the Buzia Highway were underway. Accra flood early warning system had been operationalized, while procurement and designs for key interventions, including the Atomic East and West detention ponds, had reached advanced stages. Mr. Speaker, It is regrettable that reports suggest several of these critical projects have slowed down or stalled. These are strategic flood protection projects, not ordinary infrastructure. I therefore urge government to provide this House with a comprehensive update on the status and ensure their timely completion. Mr. Speaker, flood control also requires continuous investment, maintenance, and expansion of drainage systems. Equally important is the strict enforcement of planning regulations. Illegal developments in waterways, wetlands, and floodplains continue to obstruct natural drain paths and worsen flooding. Our laws are adequate. Enforcement remains the challenge, Mr. Speaker. Poor sanitation is another major challenge. Choke drains significantly reduce drainage capacity during heavy rains. While the cancellation of major waste collection contracts may not be the sole cause of the recent flooding, concerns have been raised about the adequacy of transition arrangements of the lack of alternative plans. Government must ensure that any policy change affecting sanitation do not compromise effective waste management. The Speaker, climate change is making extreme rainfall more frequent across the world. Ghana must therefore invest in climate-resilient drainage infrastructure capable of withstanding increasingly intense storms. With more heavy rains forecast, I respectfully call on government to declare a one-week national flood emergency preparedness exercise to enable metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies, NADMO, and the Hydrological Services Authority, the security agencies, and other important stakeholders to intensify the silting, clear block drains, remove obstructions from waterways, pre-position emergency teams, and strengthen public education. Mr. Speaker, flooding should never become an accepted feature of our rainy season. We know the causes and we know the solutions. What remains is the political will to sustain investment, enforce our planning laws, strengthen sanitation management, and promote responsible citizenship. If government, local authorities, communities, and citizens all play their respective roles, we can significantly reduce the devastating human economic costs of flooding and build safer and more resilient communities for our children in the future. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for your attention.
It is 16 years. The 16 years, what we are supposed to be focusing on is to tell the president that is on and tell the people that you have 16 years. Put a 16-year plan down. That will save all of us. Don't be worried about your next election. You've won it already. So save the country now. That's what we want to be done. You have 16 years in front of you. It's not about where be D means maybe D. It's not necessary. Work together. Choose who will go do the next running. Work it across, make a plan, tell your people to follow the manifesto, fulfill the manifesto. Now there's no say now because the finance minister is holding a tight grip on the purse. On demo amount for soon. Oh, but yes, we're tight now. Open. No, you won't get it. So, as a minister, I think they are very miserable now, and some of the agencies look very miserable because he's having a tight grip on the government money. They bet you what tight, you know. The can't get amount for be smart, but the tight grip is holding. Yes, and this is what we want. Make this plan, go forward, work hard. You have 16 years. Don't be worried about 2028 election. I am saying it clearly here. It is finished. People can say, on a 2028 I said 2024 election, I declared it in 2019. 2020 election, I declared it somewhere in 2015 or so, before Mama lost. The same way 2012 election, I declared it way earlier, so they should not worry. By the grace of God. Me, I'm repeating what I've already said to you. Where are new things I'm saying? I'm not bringing you to and
those ones, I told you I was walking from a lowly sleep, and I was given a 16 years sleep in my hand. Once I was awoken, they told me 16 years. This is how the country will take off from this part is going to this part. It's a redirection somewhere. So at the end of the day, it's a rebirth of Ghana. Once that thing is written, it doesn't matter whatever that happens. That's the road we are going. It's not something a branch of time that we can temper with things back and forth. No. It's something that's going on its way. Unless there is a tragedy that ends the line. When do tragedy, and yes, it has to be a tragedy in time. Yeah, quite exactly. So that one, they shouldn't worry. More focus. The flood is there. Don't do politics. And I end this involving every people say, solve the problem. Don't be playing game. You have 16 years. If you play games like this, you'll be in trouble. I said the 16 years. It was military rule that decided to break the 16 years. That's the only thing I've warned over, and I've been repeating it over and over again. That's the only thing that was able to break that in our election voting. They shouldn't worry. That one must save the country. You have the money, you have the control, solve the problems, and don't do politics.
And you want more policy of assimilation, no? It's in a mass and you may buy.
Papa, you can partly say so, but the problem again here is that country piano or the whole and the kitchen crew, and Kwame, you are aware you crew her without making mention of any other race. If we are talking about today, our whisker, the woman whisker said, you can talk about Niger people are almost settled Ghana. They are richer than you and I, and it is special. So the Jew are one of the statue of a no won't give me a family. Kumase, what's now you in that town? First, nothing for necessary something to a song. What I'm something to her. Over something to a song. Father Braka. Woman talk about to so much let you on. Go and see where they live now. What? About that dance man to call a year friend Zakuko photo. Look at the richer buildings in now. Ghana for the years in the womb. Our any the same thing here to see your coat will be Manswa. And yet Ghana, ya hobo, yes, okay.
A large can Adabra Council the Anaka who's not one were owned by the Nigerians and other foreigners.
It's yes, Tudu was never Ghanaian. No Ghanaian wanted it to go to Tudu. And in a man Dabraka, you were native Lagosians or more. Now, I need to look at it from this point and you balance the equation. Shetama Nigeria, Nigeria. It was before and during Murtala time, and then on to Shehu Shagari, Obasanjo, a time, early days of Obasanjo's Udita, early days of Murtala Mohammed. Look at the time of Ghana for Koi. And we are British for, to some extent, a country here, a dribble, Shehu Shagari, with the idea that Nigerians were so madly lazy. They only knew that to run government in and military, and now for oil industry now. That was the only thing in Nigeria for years. Companies were not owned by Nigerians. Companies were Indian. Companies were Lebanese. Companies were other nationals. I hope for our Juma, only the company Nigeria, Nigeria very popular, the very most richer nation at that time in the 80s. Shemra Shehu Shagari was deceived by economic advisors from the UK. Then they stimulated this conversation, and at all, the lazy one. It started from Lagos. It started from Olusun. It started from your friend say other cities around the west, southwest, Nigeria, Lagos area. And we started the agitation of foreigners and adults. At that time, we will be in Nigeria, Lagos. No, we will be Aba. We will be Akwa Ibom State. We will be Calabar. Port Harcourt. We will be It was after, during, we started them for words. No. What we have run on the uncle and see the issue you buy your president Shehu Shagari said Monko our PAM, how do we call it, with foreigners if in Nigeria. I want to see a mass deportation. One year mass deportation countries in a year self repatriation. In under Jerry's time, I know Shagari a problem. I was quite an offer. Ghanaian articulators voluntarily, no more for Fanyama, and also Ghana for Dumbai. Look at the time, Cameroonians are Nigeria, you are now Prince Niku of Mbanga, the Ogo Aki specialist with more than
I.
Yes, whoever thought, everybody thought he was a Nigerian. There was no Nigerian musician except your friend is saying Obaka Fela any Sonny Okusu and others, and the musician over not done upon the high life, no mobile high life, Nigeria.
Sonny Okusu, or no, not a band BFL Cloud 7.
Cloud 7, yes, Sonny Okusu. 7.
Hey,
yes,
you did me.
Come look at that time, no, the few Nigerians, the happiness in Nigeria, the music was this by this Cameroonian who is from Kumba, the southwest part of Nigeria, the west, the English part, Kumba, English part of Bakassi part of Nigeria. Home in the big Nigeria. She said Nigeria for Pamaho from 1981, 82, 83, and the start Nigeria for issue. Sagari, Omukutunu, Yukutunu, Obasanjo, you know, Buhari, any Diamond. That was the beginning of Nigerian coup d'etat because they wanted an issue.
Should be Hanum Ghana politics have been sending and Diana moment Yanko Ninkoti like you made you share subscribe to the channel and say oh and some Kaibi so fashion comment section or Ghana politics avenue so better brain at your own TRCB what church was say and I'm missing another to face accountability or $350 million dollars at WorldBank at the man on any flood, a craft flood now, one fire. So, this can also I know they allegedly no. I don't know. Was for me uncle. You could middle be as in a house and I'm the moose. Macram.